Yo, what's up, guys? Um, it's Ixord back again with another video. Uh, Sorry for my extended break. Uh, Decided that since I couldn't sleep tonight and this huge patch just dropped, it'd be a great time for me to make a return. I've been thinking of some ideas. I might start posting a little bit more. This game has been seeming a lot more fun to me recently, so that's always good. And so I'm just gonna give you my first thoughts, seeing all the things in this huge patch that they released, and we'll basically go from there. So let's go, I guess. Um, so here's the overview. I haven't seen any of these changes. I've seen a couple screenshots from the PBE about 2 weeks ago, but that's about it. Obviously, things will change, and so I don't really know what to expect. First thing looking at this graphic is I guess there's no nerfs. Like, I think that Gragas, Pantheon, Kane all kind of deserve nerfs. Hecarim too. But I guess no nerfs here. Maybe some of their items got nerfed. I guess we'll see. And there's a lot of new stuff, a lot of change stuff, new systems. I see. We'll just have to see how all of it plays out. I'm a little confused with these Guinsoo's buff, how they're buffing Akshan. I don't think that's necessary, but I don't want to say anything yet. I haven't really read anything, so let's just. Oh, okay. They're just getting AP ratios, it says here. Passive AP ratio added to damage, shield decreased. Oh, so they did nerf action. Q AP ratio added to bonus movement speed. Oh, that sounds fun. So here we're seeing his passive get a 60% AP ratio. That is like a lot more than Nars, I'm pretty sure. That is a lot of AP damage, or magic damage. Holy moly. Shield value, we see, um, scaling linearly with champion level, scaling non-linearly, mirroring base stat growth. So, okay, yeah. So it scales harder late game. It's gonna reach the same level as it is, but they're nerfing its power early and mid game. I think that's good. I still think action could get another nerf, but for this, I think that's a really cool idea. This could be pretty fun to use. It's kind of a pointless buff, in my opinion. So next, Callista, AP ratio on Rend. The slow getting an AP ratio. All right, none of the this doesn't look like it's of any importance. This kind of looks like nothing to me. Not really any important ratios on that. Kindred getting a slow increase with AP as well. And W Wolf Frenzy getting a 20% AP ratio. That actually could do a lot of damage. With the way it does damage already, I think it would be pretty fun to see like an AP Kindred like bully her laner with like W spam Leandries. Maybe that could be a build I try out or something that we see a little bit as like a troll build. I don't think it'll ever be good, but maybe try like more Mana Leandries with this. Next, Nico. Q damage to monsters increase, W damage to monsters increase, R AP rage. Oh my goodness. I don't think AP Nico needed a buff. I don't think her jungle needed a buff at all. We already see, well, I don't know if everyone watching this has seen, but there's like high elo Koreans already, like Challenger 1000 LP Koreans playing Nico jungle, and it seems like really good there already, but I guess they're deciding to buff her clear some because she's kind of a spam ganker, and then they're giving her R more damage. I don't think her R needs more damage. It already does so much utility. I guess they want her to be a burst champ still, so she can actually one-shot people on her own, but I don't think it's needed. Her R gives so much utility that I don't think she needs a buff at all on there. Okay, so I saw a thing where they were going to give Vayne's W an AP ratio, but I guess they ended up gutting that one. It probably would have been crazy if you built full AP in like Winsu's, but I guess they got rid of it. Could have been fun. Um, 50% AP ratio is not terrible, but I mean, doesn't really mean much to me right now. This is kind of nothing. 50% AP, 500 bonus damage when you have full magic damage. Um, could could be fun to go like Lichbane full AP, Nashor's Tooth with Q and see how much damage you can do when Q, but obviously not like a meta build, just kind of something you can do for fun. So they're changing all the crit items here, so we'll see. Bloodthirster, hopefully this is nerf. Bloodthirster is really OP as is right now. Bloodthirster call that you'll remain healthy and undisturbed on the backline and helps. So I'm assuming they got rid of the shield because that's what I saw. They don't say that here, which is strange. This is actually a really good passive though. While above 50% HP, 10 to 40 AD. Which the idea is that you always have the 40 AD in late game team fights as an ADC. 40 AD on top of 55 AD is pretty insane. I think this item's kind of weak as is right now though. 18% lifesteal is by far the highest in the game though, unless they change something else. They've relatively toned down the lifesteal scales, but I see they're buffing this one. I think this item will be pretty bad as is though, from what I can see. Maybe I can see maybe like a Bully Graves building this, because if he uses lifesteal and really well in lane, and he can use this bonus AD to help him shove faster and do more damage with Q and R through like from distance, so he can keep his distance while bullying you with the extra AD. Could see some usage there. So this is gonna be a mythic. Gale Force. Reducing the AD and attack speed, giving it 7% base movement speed on the item. Really good, actually. Okay, let's see. Did they change this? I don't think they changed the active at all. But they changed the passive to be 5 AD. Maybe. Oh wait, actually, I think they added this crit strike scaling. That's it. The 600, well, 100%, 600 damage while 100% crit is actually a lot, especially if you're playing like Lucian. That's actually a lot of damage, and gives 5 AD per legendary item. I think they're gonna buff that. It'll probably end up going like 5 attack damage plus movement speed, like some movement speed tack on, because we don't really see 5 AD. It's usually 5 AD plus 1, like with Shieldbow is 5 AD plus 50 HP, something like that. So I guess we'll see what they end up doing. I think they'll have to do that. Okay, this Ornn item actually increases the movement speed. That's pretty neat. I don't really care much about the Ornn items, but it is cool that this one gives increased movement speed. I don't think they usually do that. Next, we got Rageblade. So Rageblade's going to a mythic, if you didn't see, which means that it's gonna be 4 on hit ADCs. They're basically forcing you to, like, well, it was already you get 1 of the crit amplifiers already, but they're making it the core of your build, which makes sense to make it a mythic since it's your core item, it's your strongest item you get, so it makes sense to have it as a mythic. That's kind of the idea of mythics. And we see it getting AD and AP, much like pre-item rework Rageblade was, and going down in a lot of attack speed, 30% 30 magic damage on hit, and convert critical strike up to 150 more. So Mac full build, you'll have 180 on hit magic damage. That's kind of a lot. Basic attacks grant 8 per. Okay, so it is basically pre-item rework Rageblade. That's really cool actually. Like, we see this taking form. Its base stats are relatively low, so they need to pack on really good passives, which these are all really good passives. I haven't said the last one yet, but wow, this is like gonna be really good for in combat, and it doesn't say anything about not being able to stack this on minions or anything, so obviously gonna be really good there too. We'll see Master Yi really use this item. It'll be very good. Won't see Tank Yi anymore because of it. Pretty cool. Empowers each of your other legendary items with 5% armor pen, 6% magic pen. Now that's really OP. I mean, we saw Divine Sunder at 5%, 5%, and it was so broken they nerfed it to 3%, 3%. So I'm thinking this will get nerfed pretty much the patch after. Maybe 4.5 or 4.4, something like that. Because I don't think they can keep this as is. Thieving Sorrow is the name of the Ornn upgrade. That's pretty cool. Kind of meh upgrades, though. I don't think these are very good stat upgrades for an Ornn item. 20 AP on an AD champion, 10 AD, and 10% attack speed. That's pretty bad, from what I can tell. Hearthbound X. Okay, 100 gold more, 5 extra AD. Okay, doesn't really matter. Shield Bow's going to a legendary item. Still builds Noon Quiver, though, so Noon Quiver's still in the game. Oh, wait, no. Still doesn't, or does not build Noon Quiver anymore. Is Noon Quiver still in the game? Does this build out of Noon Quiver? It does not. I wonder if they took out Noon Quiver. I haven't seen. So anyway, Shield Bow down to 3,000 gold. It's 50 AD, 20% crit strike, see 7% lifesteal. So BT has 2.5 times the lifesteal as Shield Bow. And now it has Lifeline bonus stats. When Lifeline is triggered, the user gains. Okay. So wait. Okay. So it's just a Lifeline again. Honestly, I feel like they should make this Lifeline lower base and higher and scale with AD, but I guess maybe they don't want to do that because it could be too big. When Lifeline's triggered, get 30% attack speed. That's cool. I think that's way better than the ideas they had before. Obviously, Immortal Shield Bow kind of made sense with the extra lifesteal you get while using your... while it's triggered, so you can heal up, like as it originally was, but that was obviously too broken, so they had to change it to AD. But AD kind of sucked as a legendary, or as a lifeline trigger, which is the same reason I think attack speed might not be that good, because when you're really low HP and something pops this, it's like these extra offensive stats won't really help you in any way, or else you'll just get killed. Like, obviously it'll help, from what I can tell, but oh wait, they're getting rid of 20% attack speed here. No, I don't think this item will be very good. It doesn't really look good, and they say the shield does not increase until level 12, which means you can only ever go this 3rd, 4th, or 5th item, and I can't see this being better. I mean, the idea of this item, I think, is completely flawed as a lifeline, because I think that, from what this is saying, GA will always be better than this item. Obviously, once GA procs, it's a 5-minute cooldown, though, but I don't know, this just doesn't look very good, from what I can tell. Maybe I'll be wrong. So, IU's going to a mythic, much like Navori will, too. They're making all those items mythics. Still has the same build path and cost, still has the same stats. Okay, yeah, still has the same stats. And has the 5 AD mythic passive as well. I still think this is a really bad mythic passive, to be honest. I'd really like to see, on IE, maybe? It might be broken, but I'd love to see, like, 5 AD or 5 crit strike chance instead. I think 5 crit strike chance would make a lot of sense on here, and actually would be pretty cool to use. I think it would make a lot of sense as well. So, I don't think they'll do that, but it would be really cool. I don't think this will stay as 5 AD. I think 5 AD sucks as a mythic passive. Edge of Finality. I think that's a stupid name, to be honest. Alright, Curseus Shard. Oh, it's an AD item, not an attack speed item now? And it does less damage? Oh, that's kind of lame, to be honest. Obviously does more damage, but overall, kind of just... kind of doesn't really make a difference. It does a lot more damage now, to be honest. This item was only ever like a joke item, to be honest, but now I can see people honestly buying this first back and then bullying you with the 60 damage plus 15 AD. Kind of seems like a lot of damage, a lot of stats. So we see Kraken Slayer going to Legendary. because they're phasing the old mythics out other than Gale Force. So here we see its AD going down to 40 from 65, and its attack speed actually going up. So now it does magic damage, right? Oh, and it scales with AP. Subsequent triggers on the same target within 6 seconds. This is really good. This item with Rageblade will be broken. No doubt on-hit ADCs are going to be OP with these two. I'm calling it now. If on-hit ADCs are not by far the best... Oh, I haven't seen Navori now, but from what I can tell, on-hit ADCs will be by far the best kind of ADC with the current item setup. This seems absolutely disgusting. Kog'Maw, Varus, maybe even Caitlyn can build these items. Who else? My mind's kind of fading me. Hold on. Let me open my client. Oh shoot. Wrong account. Well, obviously Akshan. I think Akshan will actually be broken as fuck with these two items. Like, actually disgusting. Kindred can use them pretty well. I don't know how good she'll use them. Maybe even Lucian will use them. They'll be that good. We'll have to see. I think IE ADCs are going to be the weakest from what I can tell. That IE doesn't seem strong enough compared to Guinsoo's comparatively. I'll have to check Navori when we get to it, but yeah. So just expect a bunch of on-hit ADCs. This shit looks really broken. Twitch can even build it. Most likely. Scimitar getting extra magic resist good. No one builds this item. Mortal Reminder getting buffed. That's pretty crazy. Mortal Reminder does not... What is this? Fares much worse than LDR? That's just so wrong. Literally every pro player builds Mortal Reminder in Pro Match. That is just insane. I can't believe they said that. Mortal Reminder is a very good item. Very splashable in a lot of teams. Who doesn't like Armor Pen? And splashing Grievous Wounds with it is even that much better. So, build LDR if you're not already. Or build Mortal Reminder if you're not already. So, next to Navori, I'm interested to see what they did here. Nothing? They did nothing? Oh, wait. They did nothing. They did nothing! Oh, that is... Oh, Guinsoo's is going to be so broken. 5 ability haste mythic passives better than the 5 AD ones, but mythic passive on Guinsoo's is by far better than both of those. And it has a better other passives, and it's getting a new tool in Kraken Slayer. Oh, Guinsoo's is going to be so broken. Holy shit. Alright, nothing to say here. I mean, I honestly don't know how many ADCs are going to be building this mythic. I think this is kind of dog-ass compared to even IE. We'll have to see, though. I wonder if Ezreal will build this. I actually don't think he will. I mean, he might, but I feel like it'll be 4th item. He'll still just do his core 3 and then build this mythic. Which, actually, that is a buff to Ezreal, because Ezreal built this 4th item already, I'm pretty sure, even with old mythics, so that's good, I guess. Now, these are good Ornn stats. 20 AD and 10 ability haste, really good. And Flicker is a kind of cool name, I guess. Oh, Noon Quiver is the exact same item, but it just doesn't build into mythic items. Okay. Hey, Phantom Dancer going up 200 gold and getting 5% attack speed. Kind of weird, because as it is right now, ADCs aren't really building PD, but that being said, on-hit ADCs are going to be taking over, so might see more Phantom Dancer, but to be honest, I think that Runaan's will just be built more than this, because it gives more attack speed unless it's stacked up. Phantom Dancer stacks up the same way that you stack up Guinsoo's, though, so stacking them both up synonymously while farming could actually be pretty insane before a fight, especially if you're like Varus and need to kill a minion to get your passive procced when no one's dead. I think that actually could be pretty good. So, oh my god. Oh, 1,200 gold. Okay, 1,200 gold for Rage Knife. The passive no longer scales with your crit. Oftentimes, it felt like building Rage Knife was actually a nerf. Like, trading in, like, the chance to do double damage almost in exchange for, like, a consistent 30 on-hit magic damage, I don't think was worth it. But now, You're always getting 20 on-hit magic damage regardless of your crit, and it gives you an extra 15% attack speed. 40% attack speed is more than um the boots give right now, Berserker Greaves. So I think this is actually a really good item, really good build path. Obviously, you'll get bullied with this in lane, so you just have to look for all-in potential or really long trades. But other than that, like, I think this item looks a lot better than what it was. Looks pretty good. Rapid fire cannon going up to 3,000 gold. Holy moly. And it's going 30 AD, 15% attack speed, and the energized attack scale with level. That makes sense. I think rapid fire second was like really strong because of the flat 120 bonus magic damage. But now I think I like it more scaling with level, but it's also 3,000 gold, so you'll never get a second now, I don't think. Really insane stats though, actually. We'll see. I think this, I mean, this will be really good on Jhin, because obviously the AD is way better than the attack speed. So, we can see Jhin topping his build off with a rapid fire cannon even more now. Seems really good. Recurve bow going down to 700 gold. 1 dagger plus 400 gold. 15% attack speed, and it does magic damage on hit. Okay, that's really good. I honestly think it should have always done magic damage on hit. 15 bonus physical damage on hit for a 1k damage item is, like, useless. But if it does 15 magic damage, it's, like, they're building armor to counter your attack speed, so the extra magic damage probably does about, I'd say 2 more damage in auto, which if you auto someone 20 times in lane, that's 40 damage. That actually can be, like, 20 autos is not out of, like, that questionable for, like, a fight. So, I mean, this will definitely be good. I assume they're going to change Bork because of this, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. If this stays like this, Jax will be really strong with this. It'll be really hard to deal with Jax, especially when he has this item. So we see Runaan's building Zeal Recurve Bow plus 1,000 gold. Going down 5% attack speed. Does 30 magic on hit ADC. They're buffing the AD scaling? Okay. And they're buffing the AI on it. Okay. On hit ADCs are going to be so broken. So broken. They really need to nerf this. It only goes up 200 gold and gets so much value. Oh my god. 3 item spike for ADCs in team fights, like Varus and Kog'Maw, is literally going to be disgusting. You're just going to get melted, your whole team AoE. And it's going to be hybrid damage, so you can't even do anything about it. Static Shiv is back. Holy shit, this art for Static Shiv is fucking awesome. It's like just Zeus Lightning Bolt. That's really fucking cool. So we see it building Noon Quiver, Cloak, and Curtius Shard being a total cost of 3,000. 45 AD, 25% attack speed, and the obvious 20% crit chance. Your energized attacks build or apply Chain Lightning that does 60 to 170 damage, plus 50% bonus magic damage. These energized attacks will hit 6 to 12 targets based on level. It doesn't say that, but you can assume. They chain to the next target within 600 range every time it deals damage, and they deal 120% bonus damage. That is fucking OP. Static Shiv first item will actually be somewhat present, I believe, with the amount of wave clear. This will give 6 targets, all for, 60 damage. It'll probably be... Did they say anything about it scaling? No. So it's going to be really good, I think, with the way that it's... They mentioned Stormrazor in this, by the way, which means maybe they changed Stormrazor here. I'd like to see that. That item's kind of dog-ass. But this item will give so much wave clear. It's really easy to apply Energize, especially if your champ has, like, any sort of dash or, like, high movement speed. I think this item's really solid the way it looks. It might have to get buffed, but if they tone down the on-hit ADCs, I think it'll be in a good spot, maybe even strong. Oh, well, there's Stormrazor. We see Stormrazor going up to 3,000 gold, so it seems like they're making all the DPS items a little bit strong, or ADC items a little bit more expensive, which I think is good to see. I've always wondered why the ADC items were so cheap when some of them were so expensive, and the cheap ones oftentimes could outvalue the offensive in a lot of situations. That obviously wasn't the case for this most recent patch, but just in general, that's kind of how it was. Um, so we see its AD going up 10 here, and we see it giving movement speed on its proc and scaling with AP. That's really good. Imagine running this with Fleet, and you get a movement speed buff from Fleet and Storm Racer at the same time. You'll be so fast. I think that's really good. Especially if it... Does it still apply the slow? Or maybe it doesn't apply the slow anymore, but I still think that the extra it scales with AD now as well. I think that 65% total AD, when you have like 500 ADC on a DPS ADC or like a burst ADC, this will be doing like 400 damage a proc. Holy moly. And it'll give movement speed, making it easier to get your next energized auto. I think that's really strong. Collector. We see Collector. This item's been terrible ever since it's been released, so we'll see. They're buffing the lethality, that's it. 18 is kind of a lot of lethality. That's kind of the average, I think, on lethality items. We'll have to see if it makes it any good compared to other items. I still don't think it's any good compared to, like, the percentage pen items. But we'll have to see, obviously. Zeal. Zeal gives 5% movement speed, and its movement speed is no longer a unique passive, so you can stack Zeals and get a bunch of movement speed, and its attack speed's going down some. Okay, so they nerfed the hell out of Zeal and made it cost 50 more, which is interesting. I'm not sure why they did that. Zeal items weren't really OP. Maybe they're expecting this to be a nerf for the Rageblade ADCs. It definitely won't be enough, but I kind of see this as gutting Zeal for no reason. It obviously won't be gutted, but these stats are pretty bad for a 1100 cost item. Like, really bad, actually. This is nearly a dagger worth of attack speed, and this is like... I mean, 5% movement speed is, like, kind of nothing, to be honest. 300 movement speed, 5% is 15 movement speed. I guess that's not bad. You're getting about 17 movement speed from this item. 16, 17. Okay, I guess that's not terrible. So, Duskblade. Duskblade changed. No longer empowers your next basic attack against an enemy champion every 15 seconds. Your spells deal up to an additional 15% bonus damage based on the target's missing health. Oh my god. This is going to be crazy on Zed. And when a champion you've damaged within the past 3 seconds dies, you become invisible. No longer does that. When a champion you've killed in the last 3 seconds, or you've damaged in the last 3 seconds dies, you become untargetable by non-structures. This effect does not destroy incoming missiles and breaks upon taking any action that would normally exit stealth. 10-second cooldown. I don't see how this is any more balanced than invisible. Just because you can see someone doesn't mean it's going to be less frustrating. Like, think of Gwen W. Like, you can see Gwen, but it's not frustrating that you can't hit her if you're not in the circle. I think that's actually annoying. I think it also makes the item a lot less skillful to use, a lot more brain dead in usage, but we'll have to see. I actually don't really like this unique passive change, but I do like the way that they made it so your spells do bonus damage. I don't like how it's only spells. I think it should just be your attacks, but it's fine. That's actually probably better. This is like still a really good mythic passive. So we see Prowler's Claw going to a legendary and losing its dash. They didn't like assassins dashing on ADCs and insta-killing them. And we see this gaining the Duskblade, old Duskblade passive. It's on a 10-second CD, though. Old Duskblade was never on a 10-second CD. It had no CD, actually, if you didn't know. 10-second CD is probably fair. We see his base stats going down a lot. Interesting that Collector actually gives more lethality than this item now. This mythic this passive seems 45% AD is not bad. And it's after dashing too. Maybe it's gonna be good. We'll have to see. I think this item will be strong though, from what I can tell. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good still. So we'll see. Yamu's going to a mythic. Yamu's, who cares? Um, up 100 gold, up 5 AD, 5 ability haste, up 5% movement speed on its active. No longer gains 40 base out of combat movement speed, but you get 40 movement speed out of combat just from your spectral shards. So whenever you're moving around, you should have this. I don't know how fast you collect these spectral shards. If it's anything like energized, it won't be hard. And then we see getting 8 to 20 lethality on your first attack. Oh, at maximum stacks, gain 8 to 10 or 8 to 20 lethality. These stacks reset 3 seconds after dealing damage to an enemy. 3 seconds is basically how long an ADC's alive for, so that's actually a lot. And as we can see here, is this a joke? It's like they know that 5 AD sucks, and so they made this one 7 AD, but they had no care to make the other ones different than 5 AD. I don't understand that at all, but we'll see. I mean, there's no way those things stay at 5 AD Mythic passive. That shit sucks. Like, so terrible. I think this item's going to be really strong. This item will probably almost always be built over Duskblade, from what I can tell. It seems way stronger if you're going to be a burst assassin. Movement speed's always king in this game, and, like, 20 lethality, 8 to 20 extra lethality is like almost, I mean, it's not, this is up to an additional 15%. I think 8 to 20 lethality might actually outweigh this passive, even though it has no cooldown. We'll have to see. I think Yamu's will just be way better, though. Way better than Duskblade, from what I can tell. Alright, support item changes. I don't know why they include Abyssal Mask as a support item. I don't think it was a support item, but it's going down 600 cost. That's good. This item was too expensive. And it doesn't build out a Catalyst of the Aeons anymore, so you can build it while building building Roa, which is actually really good. And we see it getting 20 extra MR. That's actually a lot. It still has the Unmake passive. Okay, I think this item is actually going to be really good as an MR option now, especially with how cheap it is. I actually could see champs like Mordekaiser rushing this, or just AP magic damage, like AP damage champs building this, like a Kassadin, Mordekaiser, just champs that need MR and could do. I think this item will kind of overtake if you're a melee magic damage champion, I think you might just build this item over Banshees now. Almost always. I think it's just way stronger. We'll see. I think 60 MR is way too much. It'll probably get nerfed. Ardent Sensor going down 2,100 gold. That's really cheap, but it's also losing 25 AP, losing 25% mana regen, getting 5% movement speed, and giving higher buffs. It buffs them by a lot more now. I think that's actually really strong. I can't believe they buff this passive while they're buffing Rageblade and Kraken Slayer and Runeans. They just want on-hit ADCs to be broken. I don't know. This is on-hit ADC with Enchantress is going to be disgusting. And this just further fuels that. Alright, Chalice of Blessing, 950 gold, 200 HP, 50% mana regen, gain 25% base health regen. Okay, so this is like the old Chalice before the item rework. We'll see how this takes form. Obviously, it's not going to be a first item, which means that the base health regen doesn't really do anything. Because once you're building like your third item, base health regen's not very important. We'll see. I don't know what it builds into yet, so doesn't really mean anything to me yet. We see Chemtech Putrefier going down to 2100 as well, losing 5 AP, losing 25% base mana regen, and increasing the heal and shield power. Okay. I think this is a good buff. I think it's actually pretty good now. Actually, I think this item will be really good if supports actually build Grievous Wounds for their team. And if that happens, then I guess you won't need Mortal Reminder. But if you're an on-hit ADC already getting buffed, then you probably won't be building Mortal Reminder because you'll have the Mythic passive on Guinsoo's to do all your pen. But I think this item's going to be a lot better now from what I can see. Okay, Echoes of Helia. So this is the Chalice item that they were adding. 2,300 gold. Is this a mythic or a legendary? Um, um, it doesn't say that it's gonna be a mythic. I assume it is a myth. Oh, okay, it says it right here. All right, so I guess this is the replacement for Mandate as a support item. So 30 AP, 200 HP, 50 ability haste, 15 ability haste, sorry. 125 base mana regen. That's a lot of mana regen, actually. Soul Siphon. Dealing damage to an enemy champion grants a soul shard up to 2 max. Healing or shielding an ally consumes all soul shards and restores 20 to 100 based on allies level. Based on allies level is important. And deals 30 to 200 based on allies level magic damage per shard to the nearest enemy champion. I wonder how long the range on that is, because that's actually interesting. Oh, this is actually really cool. The other one gives this mythic passive Harmony, which is the HP regen, and then once you build this item, it disables Harmony and is called Dissonance and gives 3 AP. That's actually really cool. It's kind of meh, 3 AP. So this one's giving what? Actually, that's kind of a lot. So this one's giving 45 AP in total. Actually, that's a really good unique passive. That's actually really strong. I think this item will be really good for supports. I can see this being the best support item if they don't change the other ones. And then we see 5 ability haste is mythic passive. That's good. Cry of the Shrieking City. That's a cool mythic name. 200. This is the most broken Ornn item ever. Hello? 30 AP, 100 HP, 5 ability haste, and 225% mana regen, which is also an extra 12 AP. So you're getting 42 AP. Wow, that is insane. That is insane. Okay, Even Shroud. Did they change the mythic passive? They changed the build path of it. It's also 200 gold cheaper, same stats. And it now does to an enemy or from an enemy affects. Oh, it's unchanged. Oh, insane, just buffed, completely buffed. Oh, this item's gonna be insane. This item's not gonna be built by supports, I don't think, though. 2,300 gold mythic for a 10% damage amp on enemies is gonna be absolutely insane. I think this item's gonna be taking over for, like, bruiser mid laners, or, like, champs that are tanky and want to do damage in lane phase and then transition to more of a tank for their team. We see Mandate now. Mandate going down 200 gold, losing all its HP, 15 extra AP, same ability haste, same mana regen, and now it says it's the same passive, does lower base damage, and okay, it's the same passive, right? Yeah, it's the same passive. It's the same passive, but it does less damage. Okay. Same passive, but it does less damage, and then it's obviously a legendary now. I think that's really strong, actually. We'll see. I think that's really strong. Knight's Vow, gaining 25 armor, losing 50 HP. That's worth it. And then losing 5 ability haste and 75% health regen. That's fine. 25 armor is a decent bit. And it's still got Pledge. Sacrifice. While your worthy ally is nearby, redirect 10% of pre-mitigation damage. Okay, that's actually really good. So this way, so it migrates the pre-mitigation now, so it uses your defensive stats when you're hit by the damage instead of your ADC. Overall, meaning that you're going to be able to tank more damage when tanking the ADC's damage with this item. That's pretty cool. It's actually really cool. I'm glad that they did that. And it increases the damage reduction to 20. That's really insane. I think this item's going to be good too. What the hell? Every item's OP now? Lifeball Pendant, 1050 gold, 150, 25, 5. This is like really good base stats for an item. Unchanged, unchanged, unchanged. Down 200 gold. Granting you and allied champions within 850 range. It is a higher shield. Okay, just bigger shield, lower cost. Okay, cool. They're just buffing all the support items, it seems. Mikhails. What the fuck? 250 HP on Mikhails, which is weird because almost only Enchantresses build this. And why are they getting... Okay, getting rid of the magic resist makes sense, but why are they getting rid of the ability haste when only Enchantresses build this? That's really strange. Okay, what? Restore. Why is this on 120? Oh, it was always on 120 second cooldown? Okay, it heals more. Doesn't matter. And then it has the Harmony passive. Okay, cool. Harmony passive on this. Just tack it on. Little buff. I don't think this item's good anyway. Still bad. Mikhail's still bad. Don't build it unless you absolutely need to. Moonstone going down 5 AP. Going down 200 gold. Unique passive Starlit Grace. Healing or shielding an ally. Change to the nearest ally champion. Healing for... Oh my god. What? That's kind of insane. No? How does this work with Karma E, I wonder? Like, Empowered Karma E. That's a lot, though. If you shield for 400, it's gonna pass a shield off for, like, 170? So you're shielding almost double what you already were, and healing's gonna be insane. I don't think this is better than the old Moonstone, but I think this is a cool idea. We'll have to see how it goes. I don't think this will keep up with the Echoes of Helia item at all, to be honest. Why are all the support Mythic Ornn items way better than the other ones? Okay, Radiant Virtue going down 500 gold, going down 50 health, going down 10 ability haste, and your maximum health. Reduce on the max health, reduce on the heal. And... yeah. And reducing on the mythic passive. Yeah, this item was broken. I could tell as soon as it was released. Just took a while for people to catch on that it was OP. I think these are good nerfs. To be honest, I think they should have nerfed it harder for it going down 500 gold. I mean, we see in pro play, every time they build they play like a tank champion, they build this item if it's not like a damage dealer tank. It's really strong. Redemption losing its ability haste as well. Oh, why are they getting rid of all the ability haste on supports? Ugh, I don't like that at all, actually. I feel like an Enchantress is meant to just keep shielding you over and over and over and over again. So it's weird that they keep getting rid of the ability haste on these items. And redemption is healing for more, and that's it. It's healing for more, and it's got the Harmony passive tacked on. I don't know why they keep tacking on this Harmony passive. Does that mean you can't build it? I think that means you can't build redemption and Mikhails at the same time, which is really strange, actually. We'll see. I wonder if it does work that way. If it does, that's really weird that they did that. Okay, Shirelia's. Is this staying as a mythic? It is. Okay. Down 200 gold, down 5 AP. Unchanged, unchanged, unchanged. Healing or shielding an ally. They're reducing the amount that it gives them bonus movement speed when you heal and shield them. That's good. I think this is actually really OP, the 25%. Nerfing it to 20% doesn't do too much, but I'm glad to see that they nerfed it, that they understand that it was actually a little too good with the movement speed. Staff Flowing Water, down 200 gold, 15 AP, 25% mana regen, gives 5% movement speed. That's cool. I'm glad they're giving Enchantresses more movement speed, though. I think they needed it. This better be a buff. Yeah, okay, it gives higher base AP. This is going to be really good with Rageblade and Kraken Slayer because they both scale with AP. Gonna be good. I think this is a really good item. Can't really complain about that too much. Seems pretty good as is. Okay, only bought after support quest. 50% banner regen. Unchanged. Grants an 8%. Isn't this what it was? I'm confused. I think this is what it already did. continually. We also smoothed out Blessing of Insult, so you get a smaller bonus with Watchful Wardstone. Just in case you want to buy the item a little. Oh. Wait, what? I don't. Okay, so they're buffing. They buffed Vigilant Wardstone. Oh, this is the. Oh, this is the pre-upgrade version. Oh, that's cool. And then you have to pay money to get the upgrade version. Okay, I like that a lot, actually. 20%? Was it always this? There's no way it was always this, right? Hold on. There is literally no way it was always this, right? What is this? Show me the item. Why does clicking this just take you to... Okay. Hold on. Let me check. I refuse to believe it always gave 20%, right? There's no way. Did it? Oh my god, No, it gave 12%. I was right. It used to give 12%. 20% is insane. 20% is actually disgusting. Holy crap. This item's going to be really good for supports. And, I mean, well, you can only build if you have the support item, so I guess it doesn't matter that it's the so broken, but I think it's still way overstated. 2,300 gold for all this is, like, actually OP. And you get to place 2 C wards down, which is already OP. Zeke's going down 200 gold, 50 HP, going up 10 armor, and going down 5 ability haste. And that's it. Okay. They're just making support items more accessible. That's cool. Extra armor is cool. They're giving a lot of armor to support items, though. Strange. Okay, so they're making Sunder to be weaker in lane, but stronger... But a stronger item once you scale? Okay, that's cool, I guess. I think that makes sense. I think Hecarim might start building this item with this change, because Hecarim really likes base AD. That's kind of his whole shtick. His Q actually scales with base AD. Or no, not his Q. Actually, his Q might have used to scale with base AD, but it definitely doesn't now, I don't think. I'm not actually too sure on that. I think it does, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Yeah, okay. This is good. I'm glad that they did this with Fimbulwinter. I don't know why it used to consume your mana to shield you, to be honest. It was a cool idea, but it was just bad. Force of Nature, getting more HP, less MR, more passive stacks. Okay, so it doesn't give percentage. Okay, yeah. This was actually a really strong magic resist item. The thing is, there's never teams that do too much magic damage to where this item can just shut that team down. And the fact that it stacks up slower means you're still susceptible to burst, and it's gonna try and live to its like consistent tanking ability. I like this change a lot, actually. I think it's still gonna fill its role as an item, and it just makes more sense with this change. Gore Drinker getting a buff to its mythic passive, that's good. Getting less gold, that's good. I don't think Gore Drinker was that good, so I'm glad to see this change. Hullbreaker now grants 5% movement speed and 10 more AD. I don't like that because who likes this item? It just like it supports a brain dead play style. I don't really agree with it personally. LDR increases your physical and magic damage now. That's insane. They buffed LDR by a lot, actually, especially with all the magic damage they're adding to AD champs. Really insane. We'll see. That actually seems really good. So now, oh my god, what? Lost Chapter is only 1100 gold now? That's fucking disgusting. It's literally perma mana sustain. That's really good. Mages will literally never run out of mana in lane again. You, like, never recall with less than 1100 gold, I feel. That's, like, so insane. Holy shit. Maw going down... What? 2.5 second lifeline duration? That sucks. And a longer cooldown? Okay, Maw sucks. Maw wasn't good already, but now it sucks. Increase on Rabadons? Okay. Get prepared to get one shot. Lol. Okay. Good. This thing used to give size. I don't know why they got rid of that. I don't know if they got rid of the tenacity, but I'm glad that it has tenacity. 25% size means you tank more attacks, like, for your team. It doesn't really come into play often, but it also increases your auto attack range. So, it's cool to see that. Stridebreaker going up 10 AD, I don't think people will build it still. Kind of sucks as an item still. Triforce going up 5 AD and 5 attack speed, and you have 5 seconds to stack it instead of 3. That's pretty good. Now it's going to be pretty easy to keep Triforce up. 5 seconds like the average dash timer on a bruiser, so... Late game, I don't think this will ever go down in a team fight. That's good. I like this change a lot. Triforce wasn't really a good item, so I'm glad to see it getting some buffs. Okay, early game mana changes. I saw this. Extra mana regen's insane in Fountain. Home guard timer being at 14 minutes is really strange. I feel like that's way too early. I think if they wanted to reduce the time, it should have gone to 16 or 18. 14 is just too early in my opinion. Last cone spawn at 9 minutes instead of 5 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Wow. So, on the first dragon spawn, there isn't going to be a blast cone, I guess. Unless they did something with dragon spawns. That's insane. Minions. Minions gotta go fast. Except for the first spawn of minions, mid lane minions will meet at the same time as side lanes. Side lane minions will be sped up. This falls off after 14 minutes. Okay, strange. Minions that are currently attacking an enemy tower will ignore call for help signals to target enemy champions. Let them focus. Okay, this is a really good change, in my opinion. Because now, when you're really far ahead and you walk up to hit the turret right in front of the enemy laner, you can't do that because the way it was is if you're really far ahead and tanky, you can walk up and hit the turret, and if the enemy laner tries to hit you and you have a really big wave, it'll just start hitting the enemy laner, and they'll end up losing more health than you do oftentimes than not. So, that's actually a really good change in my opinion. Champion damage to turrets. Champion base AD plus whichever was higher. Champions now deal their total AD plus 60%. Wow. So you do just more damage to turrets in general. Okay. I don't know if... I mean, that doesn't really change much, but that's cool, I guess. Turret plating. 20 seconds after taking a plate? Wait, what? Was this... So you can't rush plates? Okay, that's good. I really like this change, actually. So you can't just get a whole bunch of plates at once. Demolish will still be broken. Take 1 plate for an enemy leaving lane for 10 seconds. OP. Unleash teleport at 10 minutes. Expect the bot roams. Unleash teleport cooldown going down. Okay. No, this is really OP. At level 10, it still goes back down to 240. Really good change. Well, really good change for top laners. 10 minutes. 10-minute roams bot lane you can do now. Shen doesn't have sole control over bot lane. Oh, what did they do to blue ward? This is my favorite vision. Farsight will now provide vision over walls within 500 units. Okay. Farsight, that's really good change, actually. Farsight will now ping enemy champions revealed on the minimap. Okay, that's just for low elo. Upon detecting an enemy champion for the first time, Farsight will ping the enemy champion on the minimap, expand its vision radius to... Oh my god. Huh. That's really good. That's actually a really good passive. If the owner of Oracle Lands is actively hitting a ward, their team will now gain vision on the ward so they can completely clear it out. Yeah, okay, that's a good change. Okay, that's good. Oracle Lens will have 2 charges and a longer cooldown, but a shorter duration. I like that change a lot, actually. I think that's a good change. ARAM adjustments, thick shot. Okay. Jesus, this is a long video. Overall, takeaways is on-hit ADCs are going to be broken. Lethality champs are going to build Yomus. Mana's not going to be a dire resource for mages anymore. And that's about it. Sorry for taking so long. Jesus, this was a huge patch. See ya.